Dubai is one of, if not the most hyped city on earth. And depending on who you ask, it's either the city of the future or the most artificial place in the world. Today, I'm putting it to the test, exploring everything from multi-billion-dollar projects to some of the oldest neighborhood in the city to answer one simple question. The title of this video is Dubai actually worth the hype? It is noon right now, and what better way to start the day than escaping this heat off the rip at such an iconic site. Not allowed to use a microphone while I'm in here, so my apologies if there's a reduction in audio quality. But oh yeah, we got our bracelet. Let's go. I'm so excited. Even just the lobby of this museum is so ornate. I feel like I'm in a cloud right now. We are now in, and they've got us waiting in this room, I believe until the end of that timer.
My intelligence can take many forms, from light to sound.
This one's called Stillness Therapy, and I feel very relaxed. I guess would be because I'm laying down. There are a lot of exhibits like this, and it's cool, but I don't know, it's just kind of projections on a screen. Let's see if she knows what's up here.
¿Puedo ayudarte?
Is Dubai
Si tienes alguna
overrated?
otra pregunta o curiosidad, estaré encantado de ayudarte.
Dubai offers unique attractions and experiences, from stunning architecture to cultural diversity. It's a matter of personal preference, but many find it fascinating.
I know a Fed when I see one, human or not. I've just taken a picture with like 40 different cameras. Not sure what the product of that one will be. All right, it is still very hot out here, but I am inside of the ring right now. The picture I just took, they just replaced the white background with the building I'm in, and it looked like clearly photoshopped, and the guy wanted 150 AED for it. Are you kidding me? And that was the Museum of the Future. There was a lot to see, for sure. I did like how it kind of told a story at the beginning. You start off in this big spaceship with a bunch of people, and then you learn about space exploration, and each floor had its own separate exhibits. There was space exploration, electricity, technology, which was very cool. One thing I wasn't the biggest fan of is I feel like there were a lot of filler exhibits where there was just not a whole lot going on. It would just be these big, extravagant projected images on the wall, but it wasn't the most interactive. Honestly, was not the most impressive museum I've been to, but it was cool inside and out, and we've only scratched the surface, so let's keep on going and putting this city to the test. One thing I definitely can appreciate here is this huge network of tunnels helping you get from a lot of the main buildings and metro stations to one another in this brutal heat without having to be outside for too long. Getting around Dubai is actually really easy. I just want to show you, you get this, what's called a Knoll card, and you just tap it on the metro and it automatically calculates your fare based on where you go. Super simple to use. It's also super affordable. Most fares cost around 3 to 5 AED. Mildly interesting, they have these cards that are for women and children exclusively. But the coolest thing about the metro that I want to show you is this. As you can see, I'm boarding the front of the train right now, and it is completely conductorless. No one operates this train.
Burj Khalifa, Dubai Mall. The final destination of this train is...
And as you can see, you just pay. Costed 3 AED for the ride. And now we can get all the way to Dubai Mall from Museum of the Future without ever having to step out in the heat. Dubai Mall, here we are, largest in the world by total area, with over 1,200 stores, and it's like they just kept asking, what more can we fit? But I want to see if this mall has more to offer than just being big in size. Let's check it out. This mall is so big that you can literally rent a taxi service, and I've just came across what was once a real walking Diplodocus, and there's not even any reason for that to be in the mall, but that's just how it is here. They just put extravagant stuff like that. There's a full-sized ice rink here inside the mall where hockey games are actually played. And I was not expecting to see a Dave's Hot Chicken. And it's not just Dave's, there are all kinds of restaurants and stores here that you'd think are exclusive to just one country or one part of the world, but that's not the case. They really do have everything here. But I guess when you have this many stores, you gotta fill them up somehow. What? This place has its own Chinatown. That's how big it is. Chinatown food court, good timing. I'm starting to develop a profound appetite. And what better cuisine than the Chinese? If you haven't already checked out my Chongqing video, go watch it. It's a banger. I have acquired the grub. This looks phenomenal. But the real test, how does it taste? All right. Incredible. This mall is so big that it even has its own aquarium. Stingrays, sharks, all kinds of fish in this huge tank. And what's not even the center of the mall, this is just some random offshoot. This is huge. I think it's safe to say this mall definitely lives up to its reputation. It's less of just a shopping mall, but more of an attraction on its own. It feels like a city inside of a building. But it is now time to see what people actually come to Dubai just to see. That's crazy. It's impossible for me to get it all in one shot. The Burj Khalifa, ladies and gentlemen. I'm from Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas, and I should be used to this. But man, this is something extravagant. I just came out of what you can only partially see, of course, the world's largest mall. And now I'm looking at the world's tallest building. I literally have to make an L with the camera just to get both in the shot. It's almost like some sort of illusion. The Burj Khalifa, of course, looks really tall up close, but your brain doesn't fully register it when you're right here, that's 154 floors up. And it almost just looks like some medium-sized tower. Showing the Burj Khalifa is a rite of passage. I could not make this video without doing it, but I do want to get back to answering the question, is Dubai overhyped or not? And now that it's cooled down a good bit, I can finally go to some more outdoor areas without suffering. It is very hot and very humid here, and the air is almost like this watery, sandy mixture that just hurts to breathe. But I don't think it's fair for me to judge the city according to the heat, as I did decide to come here in late July at the hottest time of the year, so that's on me. (7-2). Just like before.
المحطة القادمة هي الخليج التجاري.
All right, it's really starting to get a bit darker out. Over there, part of the city skyline, very pretty. The Palm Jumeirah is one of Dubai's most iconic and ambitious projects, where instead of reclaiming the coastline, they built an entire island in the shape of a palm tree. And though you can't fully appreciate the shape of the island from the ground, the monorail ride gave me a good idea of how big this development is. And now we're coming up on Atlantis, the most famous building on the Palm. There are just more and more mesmerizing aquariums here in Dubai. East Tower. There's once again the actual building itself. And across from these pools, you can see the Dubai skyline out in the distance. And this place feels magical. What's so bizarre is that the Palm was built in just 6 years, and before that, all of this was just water. And you can see how much development there is, and as I was coming in, I saw so much construction, and I think that's just because of how young the Palm is, but they're gonna continue to develop it. And it is a really cool project. My critique though is that because of the shape of the Palm, it's not easy to get around from one part to another. You have to take a monorail, you have to take all sorts of buses all around, because it was built for an aerial view and not so much for efficiency. All right, where to next? In the Persian Gulf, it gets hot during the day. Everyone wants to wait it out. No one wants to go out and endure the brutal heat. Let's check out the night scene. There's not as much going on here as I would have expected. Lots of empty restaurants and not too many people out on the boardwalk right now. And I'm wondering, it's about to be 10 o'clock. I'm wondering if that's because it's too early, I was just honestly expecting a lot more than this. There's just not the most going on. There are obviously all sorts of yachts and other boats that are cool to look at one day. I mean, there's definitely people. It's not like it's completely dead, but I'm not super impressed. So I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and move along from the Marina Bay. I've actually never tried it, and I feel like it's a rite of passage. I've copped Dubai chocolate in a little bit. We're gonna be eating these. I hope it's good.
The next station is Mall of the Emirates.
I see the vision. The kanafa gives it a very crispy texture. That's the pastry in there. Unfortunately, it was a little melted due to the fact that it's super hot here, but what can you expect? My final thoughts. I've always been a Dubai hater. I didn't even initially want to come here. However, I have been very impressed with the city and everything it has to offer. It's not perfect by any means. The infrastructure is not the best. It's very difficult to walk from one place to another, and there's always so much construction going on and crowded sites and all that. But nonetheless, many of the things I did see and do really did impress me. It's super futuristic, and that's only the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more in this city than what I was able to show in this however long video. For example, I didn't even get to check out Old Town Dubai today, which I've heard incredible things about. So take this review with a grain of salt, but I hope that you enjoyed following me along as I checked out the city and that you're able to form your own opinion on it. Thank you very much for watching.